Yo, what's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be about the latest release from JID. Just a quick side note, I'm still feeling under the weather, so if you notice me coughing, clearing my throat, or just struggling to get certain words out, please bear with me, and I do apologize in advance. I'm still recovering from this cough, so I'm going to do my very best. But anyway, today's video, of course, is going to be about JID and his return with his third studio album entitled The Forever Story. For those who are not familiar, Destin Choice Route, aka JID, is a rapper from Atlanta, Georgia. While he was in college, he released his first mixtape in 2010 entitled Cakewalk. And from there, he kept himself busy, consistently working on mixtapes and releasing projects on a regular basis. In 2017, JID went on to sign with J. Cole's label, Dreamville Records, and he would go on to release his debut commercial album that same year, The Never Story. He's got a unique style and approach to rap, I would say known for his complex and witty wordplay, and I would say he's got a knack for creating catchy hooks as well, and most of his beat selection relies heavily on tasteful sampling. He hit my radar in 2018 with the release of DiCaprio 2. Needless to say, I was hooked and looking forward to his next major project, and here it is. The Forever Story is a total of 15 tracks with a runtime of about an hour in length. And as always, I'll be providing my thoughts and highlights track by track, starting with the first, of course, entitled Galaxy. This is a calm and soulful intro track. The main sound here is an a cappella vocal section, carrying the listener forward into the album. And towards the end, it switches up, as we can hear a sample of an angry voicemail. The person speaking in the voicemail indicates that the person they're trying to reach, presumably JID, is actually a fake person, as they explain they've suspected for a long time. Perhaps an overt establishment of central themes for the album, it seems to be about patience and keeping a positive outlook on one's progress in life. Interestingly, this track is a sonic callback to The Never Story, his debut album. The intro to that project was very similar to this one, here featuring the extra addition of the sample of the voicemail. We transition into track 2, entitled Radar. This track features an instrumental that is heavy with percussion. I can hear a blend of thumping kicks, syncopated hi-hats, clean snare, and cymbals. There is a notable beat switch halfway through the song as well, as the groove switches to a more laid-back halftime rhythm. In terms of tone, there's subtle elements of chord progression in the second half. Piano chords and accompaniment do enter the mix, but outside of that, the song is mostly atonal. In the background, we can hear different types of samples, the main one being commentary from a football game, sports commentary. And thematically, the whole song centers around a sense of community and solidarity. As JID alludes to during the second part of the song, God's son died for us all, so for mine, I'm running through a wall. Lost a battle, it's still a war, I'ma steal the cattle, then burn the farm. JID comments on systemic racism, tackling large issues by asking the listener, hypothetically of course, if any solutions can be found. It's thought-provoking commentary which opens up the album to a broad spectrum of themes. Track 3 is entitled Dance Now, featuring Kenny Mason. This is a fun and grooving instrumental. The main element in the background here is a chopped vocal sample, repeating elements of the chord progression and melody. The drums consist of repeating hi-hats, syncopated kicks, and clean snares. And the vocals are fun on this song, full of character and executed well. During the melodic refrain and bridge section, there is a beautiful trumpet that joins the mix by playing the same melodies as the vocals are singing. Kenny Mason handles the hooks, bringing a beautiful and simple vocal performance to the song. And thematically, JID speaks on his personal experience as a young rapper coming out of Atlanta. It's a unique blend of history, expectations thrust upon him, and goals that he set up for himself. And sometimes all of these elements are at odds with each other, which can cause tension. As we hear on the chorus, Mason sings, "What a handsome gift to live in a land of sin. That's what I asked of him. Told me he'd grant my wish. You dance with the devil, you'll never dance again." And towards the end, we can hear a sample of Jamaican reggae artist Jesse Royal speaking, with his section expanding on themes presented in the song. He speaks on the importance of leading a life with love and an open heart. And with that, we segue into track 4, entitled Crack Sandwich. This is a subdued banger. The background accompaniment consists of a melodic repeating sample. The sample has cool energy, like a cucumber type of cool, if you get what I'm saying. It's like a plucked acoustic guitar ostinato with subtle piano accompaniment to accentuate different rhythms. The drums give off a calm boom bap type of energy with simple kicks and snares and steady hi-hats. I love JID's vocal performance on the song. He raps and sings with his bringing his own distinct touch to the flows and wordplay, and I especially love his singing on the bridge. It's just a very solid performance. Thematically, JID speaks on his youth and the tight bonds he developed with his siblings throughout his childhood. The entire song is an ode to the type of love that's unique to every family, and in JID's case, it's a blend of loyalty, creativity, and the respect that they all share for each other. Track 5 is entitled Can't Punk Me, featuring Earth Gang. The groovy bass guitar and subtle wispy synth buzzing at the intro switches up the energy. I love the layered and energetic approach to the drums. It's like controlled and frantic energy with the fast hi-hats and subtle snare fills in between beats. The kick isn't too heavy, letting that deep bass guitar breathe, but the music is busy. I love the high energy of the song. It's infectious and it makes me want to move. And thematically, the song feels like an assertive affirmation of confidence in oneself. A lot of the metaphors in the song allude to gunfights. This becomes a frame of reference for the perspective on life presented throughout the song. One of fearlessness as I choose to view it, but some can interpret it as recklessness. But I believe the song is a blend of multiple different perspectives. As one of the members of Earth Gang puts it, Dr. Dot raps, "This shit is real, real, kill or be killed. What's life without adrenaline? Try me. A lot of this shit is luck and timing." I think it's a unique, extended metaphor that presents the listener with a wild and energetic song. And with that, we transition into track 6, entitled Surround Sound, featuring 21 Savage and Baby Tate. This is another subdued banger with cool energy. The background accompaniment consists of a phase sample, featuring a blend of vocals, strummed guitar, and subtle horn elements. The sample comes from an Aretha Franklin song, a single released in '65, entitled One Step Ahead. Towards the final third of this track, the groove does change significantly. Feels like the song slows down. The tempo might not be that different, but the groove does change drastically. It's a lot slower. It's a total switch in the sound, and the background sample changes accordingly. It feels more muffled this time around, allowing for the vocals to take up more space in the instrumental. Thematically, this song touches on themes of money and murder. They highlight a dangerous lifestyle, one that comes with a lot of risks and rewards. And at certain points, JID likens the rap lifestyle to that of a drug dealer, highlighting the similarities as they are as both as dangerous as they are appealing. And we follow with track 7, entitled Cody Blue 31. The energy for the album pivots as this track hits the listener with soulful boom bap energy. The drums consist of smooth kicks and snares with slow and steady hi-hats. In the background, we can hear strings, a deep bass guitar, and vocalizations. JID brings a blend of singing and rapping to the song, and the sample heard during the intro is notably a recording of JID's family members singing during the funeral of his own grandmother, a funeral which he goes on to reference at several points throughout the album. The song is dedicated by JID to the son of a friend of his who unfortunately passed when he was young, I believe in his early 30s if I'm not mistaken. And thematically, the song is largely about moving on from loss, grieving, and keeping one's head up high. As JID raps during the second verse, "I'm getting older, so when the world's feeling enormous and on your back and on your arms, and your feet just as heavy, you've been dragging through the storm, staring but you trapped inside a hole. Get your back up off the ropes, keep swinging on." And this becomes the beautiful refrain for the song. Track 8 is entitled Brudda Nem, featuring Lil Durk. This is a smooth banger with laid-back energy. The instrumental features a prominent sample of guitars and keyboard, which carry throughout the song. The drums consist of steady hi-hats, soft kicks, and claps, and they steadily move the song forward. I love JID's vocal performance here as he mainly sings. I enjoy the way he delivers fast rhythms, which hit you in the blink of an eye. It's very seamless, the way he blends his singing and rapping. And Durk makes an appearance here as well, as he brings a decent rap verse to the song. His flows complement the instrumental very well, filling in those gaps with his grooves. And towards the end, the song switches up with a short outro section. It consists of a simple piano accompaniment with a spoken word sample. The vocal performance here being provided by Mustafa the poet, and it contributes great energy to the song. It creates a calm and meditative tone, which is a nice note for the song to end on. And thematically, the song is simple as the vocalists speak on strong bonds that they share with their brothers. Whether it be blood siblings or chosen family, the love we feel for our day ones is tightly knit, and they highlight that feeling very well on this song. Track 9, Systenem, is kind of like a follow-up to the previous song. This one brings more subdued energy, and the instrumental is particularly beautiful, blending a wavy Rode keyboard with a bubbly synth bass line. The drums are consistent and tight, featuring steady hi-hats and super clean kicks and snares. And in the background we can hear subtle acoustic guitar plucks and lovely vocal harmonies. In the second half, the instrumental changes to include a luscious string section, and there's sung vocals featuring catchy melodies. These vocals are provided by vocalist Yuli, who goes uncredited in the song title. And thematically, the song is dedicated to JID's sister. He raps about the changes their relationship has gone through over the years. Mixed fame with a busy lifestyle, inevitably it's going to be a tough balance to keep. And it's clear that their relationship has barely endured those many hardships, and JID details the gradual erosion their relationship has suffered. As I mentioned, it's like a follow-up to the previous song, only this one highlights the relationships that don't necessarily make it as you grow older. Track 10 is entitled Can't Make You Change, featuring Ari Lennox. This is a smooth R&B infused track. The instrumental features a lively drum performance that's oozing with style. In the background we can hear funky, plucked, and strummed guitars and spacious ambient synth pads. This blend of sounds creates a rich and wide mix. It's incredibly packed, but in the most harmonious way. JID brings tight flows to the song and leaves the singing to Ari Lennox. She handles the hook nicely with a solid performance. In the second half, the instrumental switches up drastically. Not only is there a new, more subdued groove, but the background, subdued drum groove that is, but the background music changes as well. We can hear fluttery synths and keyboards, as well as more vocal harmonies provided by Lennox. It's a brighter section, which contrasts well with the first half, which is dimmer by comparison. And thematically, JID touches on the tension that can arise and the conflict that can arise in romantic relationships. He speaks from his own perspective, of course, offering his side of the story while reflecting on his experiences and personal growth. It sounds like he's speaking about one relationship, but it's never explicitly stated on the song. It's a thought-provoking tune that sheds light on the complexity that can be found in romance. Track 11 is entitled Stars, featuring Yazin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def. The energy pivots as here we're hit with a serene and wavy instrumental. It's much slower, brushing the listener with lush percussion and rich Rode chords. The keyboard fills the mix beautifully and is juxtaposed with warm and wonderful flute accompaniment. It's a beautiful instrumental that I'm honestly in love with. Here, JID brings fast and tight flows, which provide plenty of groove for the listener to follow. The drums are simple and effective, featuring soft kicks, rides, and snare. And in the final third, the mix raises the tempo of the groove as the drums start to sound more like boom bap hip hop here. They're mixed in a way so that the bass is cut out, which works very well for the song. And in the background, we can hear tight flute and string samples, creating a lush background. The rapping does change here as well as Yazin delivers his verse, matching the instrumental very well. And thematically, JID discusses his personal experiences as an up-and-coming rapper. The perseverance of an artist that has the genuine drive to create will eventually build up to something special. And bass verse sheds light on those who are already at the top, perhaps looking down, providing a contrast in perspective, describing what may await the young artist as they are rising in their career. Track 12 is entitled Just in Time, featuring Lil Wayne and Kenny Mason. This is a luscious banger. The background music is made up of a mesmerizing and hazy symphonic sample. It's chopped nicely, so it creates hypnotic energy for the song. The drums are super clean, consisting of sprinkler-type stuttering hi-hats, deep kicks, and sub-bass and claps. The rap performances are clean and effortless. They complement the instrumental well as they bring so much groove and energy to the music. And thematically, it's simple, as both vocalists flex their ability. They make it clear that though they may be busy, they've always got time to remind someone of their skills, particularly when it comes to music and rapping. They speak from a genuine place of confidence. I like the way JID sums it up at the end. That's a warning sign. I just got into the game to gentrify. What's a modern rapper to a renaissance? I'll be snapping till the end of time. Track 13 is entitled Money. This instrumental changes up the energy a lot. The listener is met with a funky song with big band touches to create a unique tone. The cherry on top and the main feature of this song is the vocal performance provided by a children's choir. They provide so much melody to the song, and their performance is full of so much youthful energy. The drums are akin to a steady march approach to the rhythm, like a drumline live band. And we've also got funky rhythm guitar and deep bass guitar to match. There's also a lively brass accompaniment in the background, providing plenty of rich higher-end sounds on the higher shelf. And thematically, JID speaks on his experience growing up as a poor youth in Atlanta. He paints a vivid picture of what daily life was like for him and explains the shifts in his perspective as he's grown older. I like the way he puts it in the first verse. Ironic that being broke is an expensive lifestyle. No wonder they selling dope from sunrise to sundown, trying to get more, screaming out the window. Track 14 is entitled Better Days, featuring Jonte Austin. This is a beautifully intriguing instrumental. The drums bring an R&B flavor to the song with ringing hi-hats and snares and clean kicks. In the background, we can hear guitars, lush piano chords, and a rich synth bass line. But in the second half, the background music changes. We can hear fluttery sampling of different sounds, and it's almost like a reverse sample of the same synths that we heard in the first half. The drums also change, bringing more hip-hop to the song. JID speaks on an old friendship, initially one he's had since he was a child, and it's clear that this friend is incarcerated. And JID speaks on the sadness that he feels, since there isn't much that he can do to help in this case. He goes on to then explain his personal growth as his musical career has continued to grow. Ultimately, he reflects on the many paths that one can take in life and ruminates on the consequences that may await no matter what path you choose in life. This all leads up to track 15, the concluding song entitled Louder 2, featuring Raven Lene and Aaron Allen Kane. This is a beautiful and complex instrumental. Initially, the mix consists of a synth-heavy background that blends with mesmerizing keyboards. The drums are fast and tight, featuring minimal kicks and snares, and subtle stuttering hi-hats. Soon, the mix switches to a serene and calm energy. The background features prominent keyboards and strings, with luscious backing vocals widening the mix. And in the final third, the instrumental changes again. This section features calmer keyboard chords and rich vocalizations. The sung vocals here are provided by Lene and Kane, contributing beautiful fluff and airy soundscape for the song, as the mix continues to expand throughout its run until the very end. It's a beautiful way to end the album, sonically speaking. It's very strong. And thematically, JID ruminates on his own success and how he feels about the position he's now in life. He's given so much of himself to the music, and he can't help but feel like something is off. The song serves as a sequel to the track Louder, which was the closing track to his debut album, which I have referenced already, The Never Story. JID has come full circle, as he was once the hungry artist that was looking for his big break, but now he's found success and built a prolific career, and he naturally begins to wonder, what's next? In the end, the song eases the strain and lyrically opts for reassurance, allowing the listener to breathe and move forward with an open mind into the future. Overall, I would say this is a very strong album. It's clear to me that JID has undergone substantial growth, both as a person and as an artist. He showcases that growth here in terms of lyricism, performance, and in the themes explored in the music. I think the perspective he brings to this album reflects a lot of that personal growth. I enjoy the way he frames his perspective in a way that's simple for the listener to digest. And JID also does leave bits and pieces in each song for the listener to dissect should they choose to do so. The result is a diverse listening experience packed with beauty all around. I would say it's an accessible sound that is sure to capture any listener's attention, especially hip-hop and rap fans. I'm excited to see what JID does next, because he's got nothing to prove at this point. the sky is the limit, and he's got what it takes to go even further in his career, and I wish him the best of luck. And if you've sat here and if you listen to me talk about JID and the Forever story, I genuinely do appreciate you taking the time to do so. And if you've got new music you're excited about and you really want to share that with somebody, you can send that my way. And if you work on music or you make music or you're working on some sort of creative endeavor and you want to share that with somebody, or you just want some feedback, check with me and I'd be more than happy to provide that. And with all that being said, I hope you're having a very wonderful day. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself hydrated, make sure to mask up, take care of yourself. Peace.